Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're so excited to have you here with us today for our UltraClear webinar with Aesthetic RX. We have a great presentation prepared to educate you all on our newest laser device. We'll explain how it works, what it treats, and why we're so excited. If you've been considering laser treatments or if you're curious about the latest advancements in aesthetic technology, today's session will give you a clear understanding of what makes UltraClear unique. We'll also reserve some time at the end for a live Q&A with Alison, so feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A box right at the bottom of your Zoom screen as we go. If you experience any technical difficulties during the webinar, you can use the chat feature and I'll be here to support you. Be sure to stay with us through the end. We'll also be sharing a very special promotion available exclusively for attendees. Now, I'd love to introduce our wonderful speaker. I'm pleased to introduce Alison Demetrakeas, who is the founder and owner of Aesthetic RX. She is a board-certified physician assistant and aesthetic injector. Alison brings a unique blend of medical experience and aesthetic expertise, and she prides herself in having well-informed, educated patients who are confident in the treatments that she recommends, and that's why we're here today. Without further ado, Alison, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This is weird for me to be speaking and not get to see any of you because I'm so used to looking you all in the eye when I talk to you. So forgive me if this is a little strange in the beginning, but we'll get going. We are so excited to introduce UltraClear to you. Bringing new technology into the practice is always something that we spend a lot of time thinking about and researching. I don't ever pull the trigger on anything lightly. We do tons of research, and UltraClear is the device that we settled on, and it has been great and welcomed so quickly into the practice. We chose it because of its ability to help so many patients level up their treatment plan, and obviously selfishly, all of the employees vote on things that we all want too. And this is a treatment that we've all been excited to get, and every single one of us has had already. So this is one of those treatments that can help just about everybody level up their treatment plan. So we're going to go through a little bit about the device. We're going to show you some before and afters. We're going to show you what to expect as far as downtime and recovery. And I'm just going to start with a little video that kind of gives you an introduction to the device.
The first of its kind, cold ablative fiber laser solution. The first device to give new life to all skin types. Finally, a way to treat every single patient. UltraClear, the first safe solution for sensitive skin, especially skin of color. Optimized to individual needs. Balancing cold and thermal energy at the optimal wavelength. Ablative resurfacing and 3D collagen remodeling in one pass. Delivering each pulse to the exact depth with precise timing. Minimizing risk and pain. Allowing faster healing with optimal results. Keeping patients safe from discomfort and side effects. Something they can count on every time, no matter what. Letting them get back to their day quickly, and making sure they feel amazing when they leave. Be the first and move your practice forward. UltraClear, the clear choice to reverse the signs of aging for all skin types.
All right, so are you a candidate for UltraClear? What is wonderful about this device is the answer is going to almost always be yes. There's very few people who aren't going to be candidates. This is going to be great for anybody who's got uneven tone or texture, fine lines, wrinkles, acne scarring, any pigmentation concerns, sun damage, sunspots, just kind of overall skin rejuvenation, or more that prejuvenation where we're working on prevention if you've got great skin and you've been great about taking care of your skin already. Why patients choose UltraClear. So it does have its cool pulse technology, which means that you've got less pain and less downtime with it than some of the other lasers that are somewhat in the same category as this. It's going to be safe for all skin types too. That cool pulse makes it safer for the darker skin tones that a lot of the other lasers like CO2 aren't as safe for. This treats superficial to deep layers of the skin all in one session, and if we choose to, all in one pass. So the light treatments that we do are fast with very little downtime, all the way up to our deeper treatments that can have some more downtime, but give great results as well. There's lots of options for areas that we can treat. We can treat the face, the neck, the chest. We can do hands. There's little something for everybody. So when we get into our different skin types, and some of you have heard us categorize the Fitzpatrick types, but I'm sure you can see yourself on there somewhere. Every device that we've brought into the practice is a device that can be used on all skin types, and this one's no different. So whether it's our Skin Pen, Silfirm, Tuscany, Aerolace, these are all treatments that we can do on any of these, and UltraClear is the same way. This was very important for us to have it be very inclusive with all of our patients when we brought it to the practice. This is just a nice picture of the skin, gives you an idea of the very superficial layer, the epidermis, down to the dermis, and then the hypodermis or below the skin. And the 3D Miracle, which is the more superficial treatment, the UltraClear, what's going to get deeper into the epidermis and the dermis, and then laser coring that we'll talk about that goes the very deepest of all. And this chart kind of shows you what we're treating with each of those. So the more superficial treatment with 3D Miracle is great for overall skin health. So if you've been good about taking care of your skin and you want to continue that, or if you're young and you just want to prevent some of the things from getting as bad as someone who doesn't take as good care of their skin, 3D Miracle is amazing. It's going to help with tone texture. It's going to help with the superficial pigment that you have. Then we get into our more moderate treatments where we're going to go after some more fine lines, as well as deeper wrinkles and acne scarring. And then the advanced treatment, which has the laser coring in it as well. And that's just going to be a more aggressive advanced treatment that also comes with some more downtime, but can go after more advanced signs of aging. So laser resurfacing, quickly to go through this slide, a lot of people have heard of CO2. You see that's been around since early 90s. Then we have things like erbium YAG that came in also in the 90s, and non-ablative lasers. So the UltraClear is a 2910 laser that came out in 2007. Something like CO2 has been looking for a refresh for a long time because that can't be used on everybody. It's got tons of downtime with the more aggressive treatments. So that's where this laser comes in. So UltraClear 2021, and then you can see all the FDA approvals, which we'll go into a little bit more in other slides, but this gives you kind of a timeline. This also shows you, so erbium YAG doesn't have as much heat, thermal impact that goes in there. So you don't always get the same results that you could get with CO2. CO2 has a ton of heat, ton of thermal impact. So that's where you run into certain skin types you can't do some treatments on. And you'll hear about the excessive downtime, the burning of the skin after, the pain that comes with it, having to be under anesthesia for treatment, having to have nerve blocks for treatments, things like that. And then the UltraClear. So UltraClear allows us to customize that thermal impact. So when we don't want it, we can get rid of it. When we want more of it, or it's an appropriate case, we can turn that back up for the right patient. And this is a nice little video that kind of shows you that as well. If it'll play. We may not get it to play this time, but this is just showing, and if I get the animation to go, so the blue pulses are the cooler part or the cold fiber laser, and the red is the coagulation or the heat. So you see that it micro pulses, so it does very short little micro pulses, and then it's blended of the cold fiber as well as the heat. So the blended, that helps you have less downtime, less pain, but still get the maximum results. So you can get very deep ablation, but really ultra fast pulses. And you would be amazed that even with coring, I have people just with topical anesthesia say they don't feel anything while we're doing it. And we'll see if this video goes for us. This is just a treatment that Jenna is doing, one on face and then one on hand. None of the videos are cooperating. Sorry, guys. Maybe at the end we can come back and get those to play again, but they are not going for us. Oh, we may. Yep, there we go. So this is very comfortable. This is someone just sitting there actually without any numbing at all. So they just have a fan around their neck. And then same thing with hand, like zero numbing with this, really comfortable treatment. But hand rejuvenation is another great, great use of this laser. So the more superficial treatment, it's also called 3D Miracle. So this one has minimal downtime. You may see it advertised as no downtime, but we're going with minimal downtime. You are red afterwards, and then you do go through some flaking too. So that's going to be no downtime for some people, but for somebody else that has to have a full face of makeup at work, that's going to feel like a little bit of downtime. Doesn't require numbing, takes about 15 minutes if we're doing your face. We can do face, neck, hands, chest. This can be corrective, especially for superficial pigment. We've all been amazed at the glow that you get after even just one of these. So it can also be corrective. So this is an amazing treatment to do in a series. We've got some pictures here, and all these before and afters are after just one treatment. So this is our Jenna that some of you will recognize. So this is her day one. You can see on her face that she's got these red markings from the laser, and she felt warm right after the laser, but by day one, she's not feeling any discomfort at all, other than maybe feeling a little dry, nothing painful. Day two, everything's even less pink. And then day four, she's kind of just got this peeling and flaking. And then we go, these are her 2-week before and afters. And you can see she's got perfect skin. Jenna's in her 20s. She looks amazing. But look at how we even leveled her up from what you would say is perfect skin before. She's just got a really pretty glow to her, and her skin looks so, so healthy. So these are some of the companies before and afters as well. So you can just see big improvement, tone, texture, brightness. Some of the red marks from acne have been better after even one. Much brighter sun damage improvements. Same here, you can see some of the superficial pigment marks are better, overall brighter. This neck is a great one because that's very superficial pigment that was taken off with the 3D Miracle. So there's not actually with the 3D Miracle a whole lot of change in the lines, but correcting that pigment makes the lines look so, so much better. Here as well, there's a lot of pigmentation and discoloration. It looks like from some acne scarring. There's been a big improvement with that. And then I love this one. This is that glow. So before and after, just look at her cheek and the light reflection on everything. Everything is so much more even and glowy looking. This one is actually seborrheic keratosis. So they treated this very superficially. So this isn't like normal sun damage, but an amazing treatment to correct that. Also superficial pigment, beautiful lifting. Other side of the face. And then hands too, again, just taking care of some of that sun damage and getting some exfoliation for the hands. So after 3D Miracle, kind of the next level up is the UltraClear, is the more moderate treatment. So this is something that you're going to have more like 3 to 5 days of what we would say is downtime. So I'll be totally honest, those first 3 days are probably days you're going to want to plan to be in the house. You're not going to be able to wear sunscreen for the first day or two. So you're really going to want to plan for this downtime. And then after that, it's putting sunscreen on, and it's going to be a little bit more what you need to do as far as if you're comfortable going to work or comfortable going out. But I did a friend of mine this weekend, and we did her on Sunday, and she's already out and about with tinted sunscreen today and feels totally good about it. So this is a patient of ours that we did, and we're going to treat, or we're treating some acne scarring for her. And this is about 5 weeks, I believe, after her treatment. So you're really not going to see those final results till closer to that 2 or 3 month mark. But even at that 5 weeks, if you just look at the difference in her tone and texture, she just looks so glowy. Her skin is so smooth. She said she notices it when she looks in the mirror and can totally tell a difference in her texture. And let's see if this video plays for us. Try over here.
I'm Shannon. I did the UltraClear laser. My skin concerns were acne scarring, skin texture, and pore size. My downtime was about 3 to 4 days. I was a little red, but it was a very fast process with a post treatment kit. It was very easy, and then I was back to my normal routine.
So Shannon,
I definitely see improvements in my skin, especially in skin texture. I had a lot of like rough patches, and I feel like they are smoothing out, which is great. And then I definitely would do it again. I think maybe like a second pass would make things even more smoother, but it's just amazing results so far.
All right, so Shannon is younger. She bounced back really quick, didn't really have a whole lot of swelling. This next series of pictures is going to show you, I think, what can be pretty typical after a more moderate or even kind of the aggressive treatments, I think, look very similar to this as well. So this is patient. You can see immediately post, she's already swollen. She's got some balm or aquaphor on afterwards, which is why her skin looks kind of glistening. Swelling definitely into day 2, day 3, significant improvement. By days 4 and 5, she's looking amazing. So I think that is very common for what this procedure is day 1 or 2, you're like, there is no way by day 6, I'm going to be like feeling okay and going out of the house. And you're surprised at how quickly it turns around. If you follow the aftercare, it's pretty amazing how quickly you can heal. Next patient, you'll probably recognize. So this is my recovery. This is actually the day we demoed the device. We used my face to test it out on. So immediately after, you'll see there's some bloody oozing that happens an hour or 2 after. It looks like it hurts. My husband thought I was dying and it was terrible. And there was no pain at all. By the time he saw me, it's hot afterwards. I would forget that I had even had it done. So day 1, I'm a sweller. I am like worst case scenario for pretty much anything swelling. So you can see the swelling under my eyes. That's really, really common for me after most procedures. I was puffy, but if you look even day 2 in the morning, how puffy I am in the under eye, and we don't have it on here, but there was a day 2 afternoon that looks super similar to this day 3 where the swelling had gone down a lot. So it's pretty amazing how quick that goes away. Day 4, you can definitely still see the marks from the laser, but I had already kind of exfoliated off that dead skin. So my skin was smooth, even though you can see a color difference, but I could put concealer or tinted sunscreen on and you wouldn't have known that I had anything going on. And then day 5, I did get a little bit of a breakout, which can happen after lasers or any procedures. I'm for sure a little bit more prone to that, but I think these 2 zits that, of course, are dead center in the pictures are really the only ones that I got. So I was pretty happy with recovery for that as well. Okay, this next one is, this is actually our wonderful Jenny, our esthetician. This is her mother. So this treatment we're all super excited about. This is only 5 weeks after. So again, this is very early on in recovery. And this was just one treatment. So Jenny did a moderate treatment to her lower face. So we didn't even core her lower face. She did Ultra there, and then she did a little bit more aggressive of the clear setting. For the top part of her face, all she did was the 3D Miracle. So you can tell, even with 3D Miracle, you're going to get some correction. You can see improvements absolutely in her crow's feet area. You can see on the left side of her face, which is probably her sleeping side, her driving side. She's got a little bit more sun damage and lines, but this is an amazing result so early on. And she's also a perfect example. I'll have patients say things to me like, is it too late? Is there any reason? Like my skin's too far gone. Her mother hasn't really done much with her skin through the years. She's had a hard time talking her into some treatment. So she was super excited she got to do this treatment on her. And she's in her 70s. And look at this huge improvement off of just one moderate treatment. So it can make a pretty huge difference for your skin. Under eye is a beautiful example. This is an area in myself I'm really excited to treat more aggressively. It's a trouble area with crepey skin that we all get. Hard to come back from once you've got it. So perfect treatment for this laser. Scarring, so scars from surgery, scars from lacerations. It can help decrease the appearance of those. And then these are from the company as well. So you can see a difference in the pigment on the side of her face, overall brighter tone. This one, same thing, pigment for sure, but look at how you see less jowling. Her skin looks more firm. There's fewer overall lines. And this is 2 months post just one treatment. Same thing here, under eyes. This is only 4 weeks post, so still early on in the recovery and just one treatment. Here as well, like light reflections better, fewer lines, great tone, brighter. Huge improvement in acne scarring. This is less than a month post one treatment. And I think a lot of what you're seeing scar-wise that's improved is the texture and the pigment made a big difference. So 1 month post, and I believe, sorry, that one's 1 month post 3 treatments. So a really pretty result. You know, necks are really hard when you get to a point where surgery is a very good option. It's hard to find other things that can make a difference. And I would say that's made a pretty significant difference on her. Acne scarring, tone, beautiful. Here as well, brightening up. We try to talk to patients so frequently that their pigment can sometimes make lines and laxity look worse. By just correcting pigment, everything looks so much more even. This is a beautiful result. She looks brighter, more firm, more supported. And this as well, so much better skin tone and texture. Quality of her skin has just been a massive improvement. So the most advanced setting that we have is laser coring. So there's a great video that's going to explain to you how laser coring works as well. I think it's nice to see some visuals. So cross your fingers, everybody, that this plays for us. And your toes. There we go. So laser coring is going to go into the deepest into the skin. It does also have some thermal impact with it. So again, it's going to actually just kind of ablate little channels so the skin can tighten around it. This is really good for neck. It's going to be good for lines around the mouth. I cannot wait to go at my own eyes to tighten that skin. Using it along jawline, jowls, marionette, through your nasolabial folds, and even just kind of vectors through the face to just strengthen the skin that way and improve the overall look of our face. So we've got a little testimonial from one of our patients who's, again, I think in these pictures, right around 5 weeks post her first treatment. And she has also had CO2 in the past. So she was a great patient to get her experience between the two of them.
CO2 was much more painful. It was like a burning of my skin, and it was painful through it. After the treatment, driving home, my face was so hot and so on fire that I was seriously sticking my face out my car window in the middle of the winter to cool down the burning. It was very painful. During the UltraClear, there really wasn't any pain. It was very tolerable. I even said to the provider, I think I might fall asleep and take a quick little nap here. For results with the CO2, I had mainly done that for my daughter's wedding. I wanted to look better, feel better in the pictures. And to be quite honest, when I looked at the pictures, I really didn't have the results that I expected. With UltraClear, I kind of went in hesitantly because of my CO2 experience. And to be quite honest, once I had the UltraClear, I immediately noticed difference. People were making comments to me right away. My daughter, who is the biggest critic in the world, said, wow, Mom, your skin looks so good. And we took a family trip probably a week after. And with the pictures on the family trip, I actually felt good about them. And I felt like my skin looked healthier. It looked brighter. And I've always had extremely dull skin. So that was a definite plus for me. For recovery with CO2, the first 4 days was really pretty tough. I had to have really thick aquaphor on my face, and it was very messy and gooey, and the pain was still really there. UltraClear, the first night maybe, I had to wash my face down, and then that cleared everything up, and then it just looked a little bit red, like a real minor sunburn, and it was comfortable. I could see people, I could answer the door, and I didn't have to be embarrassed to talk to people.
All right. And then I just wanted to zoom in or have these pictures a little bit bigger of her results, because I feel like it's a little harder to see on the small, but there's a huge change if you look. And again, this is 5 weeks in, so we're still early, but you see these lines that are going all the way down, just her smile lines, and hear how much more subtle they are. And just her light reflection. And this is one of these that the pictures don't even do it justice. When you see her in person, her skin looks so glowy and bright. And the fact that all her family and friends thought so too, and that she was noticing it in pictures. And then you can see pigment on her forehead. There's a significant improvement in her pigment. And just, we did her neck as well. I feel like this portion of her neck looks better. So everything is just tighter and brighter on her, and so excited to see her final results as well. Her downtime, we were a little nervous doing her. We treated her 9 days before she left to go to the Olympics. So we did not want to be wrong about the recovery, but she was super happy, sent us pictures from the airport, said she was feeling good. So this is day 1. Her day 0, I mean, we went at her with some good settings, and her day 1, very red. She pulls reds anyway. But I mean, by this day 7, it was great. And this is with nothing on her skin. So really, really happy with healing time and her results. So another great example, how much pigment correction can make a difference, and also just improving the overall look of her skin quality is huge. This neck, this is another good one too. This is 1 treatment, but this is 5 months post that 1 treatment. Here as well, like this is somebody who probably came in and hadn't done a whole lot and really made such probably a life-changing difference for her here as well. So great, or lines around the mouth. And this is 6 weeks post 1 treatment too. Eyes, so that crepey skin, the bane of so many people's existence. I know that's a tough area to treat, but that's a beautiful area for coring and for the more advanced treatment too. And Holly,
Awesome.
as promised, I blew through that.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. Those results are fantastic. I cannot wait for my treatment to be done. Fantastic. Okay, so for everybody that is tuning in with us live today, we do have a few promotions that are exclusively just for you. So we will be offering you a complimentary consultation, as well as some fantastic promotions on our UltraClear packages. So if you want to book one of the advanced UltraClear packages, we'll offer 10% off, as well as a complimentary 3D Miracle to help maintain those results. That is a $1,000 value. That is huge. If you're looking for something a little lighter and want to do our Skin Reset, which is a package of 3 3D Miracles, we'll also add on a complimentary add-on area. So you can we can extend that treatment down to your neck or hands, as well as some complimentary dermaplaning, which would also be about a $900 value. And for you early birds, the first 5 to book your treatment will also receive a swag bag. Alison, do you want to maybe explain why we're incorporating some of the dermaplaning and the 3D Miracles into these treatments?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys remember from the pictures we showed of Jenny's mom, the 3D Miracle can be corrective as well as preventative and great maintenance. So doing a deeper treatment, but then being able to come back in a couple of months and do another 3D Miracle, it's just going to make the treatment even better. And it's going to be your first step in maintaining the result that you get as well. So, and then with our Skin Reset or the 3D Miracles, we're doing that. So each time you can get the free neck or hand. So that's going to be 3 of those add-ons. And then also you can come back a couple weeks later, after each of the 3, and do the dermaplaning. And that's just a great way to exfoliate that last bit of skin off, have Jenny take a look at everything, make any skincare recommendations that might be customized to you and what exactly we were treating. But just such a perfect glow up after having the 3D Miracle done. And our swag bags are great for any of you who did them with the gift cards. They've been fun to put together and they're full of good stuff.
Fantastic. So I popped a link in the chat for everybody. So if you guys are ready to book your consultation, just go ahead and fill out that form and our team will get in touch with you as soon as possible. We'll also include that link in a recap email that we'll send out before the end of the weekend. So if you miss it now, don't worry, we'll get it over to you. Now is one of my favorite parts, the live Q&A. So anybody that's tuning in today, if you have questions, any questions that have popped up, please feel free to continue putting them into that Q&A box there, and we'll address them live now. I have a couple of them that have come in here. Let's see. What does the aftercare treatment look like?
So it's going to depend on which treatment we do. So for the 3D Miracle, that's a pretty easy treatment. We're not doing a whole lot on your skin the same day. That's less is more. And then the next day, you're going to have some customized skincare. We're going to have sunscreen recommendations. That's one that you could wear makeup or sunscreen the next day, though. These 3 through 5, you're going to be a little bit flaky. So it makes it a little hard if you needed to do full face makeup, but you're just going to have lots of good hydration. The more hydrated you stay, the better. When we're doing the more advanced treatments is when you get into having to wear laser balm for 2 to 3 days. You're going to be doing some vinegar soaks with it. And then as you hit a certain point in healing, we transition you over to just really hydrating but gentle products as well.
Awesome. See another one coming in. Can you treat the eyelids?
You absolutely can. Yes, we can put laser shields over your eyes. So we can do right up on top of your eyelid and then right up below your eye. And then with the treatments, if we're not going that aggressively, we're still able to get really pretty close to the eyes with the normal shields on as well.
Fantastic. For the series of 3D Miracle, how often do you do them?
Every 4 to 6 weeks. And if you had something where you had to space it further, that's okay too. You can space them further, but that's great. You can, if you want to get them all done and get that skin transformation underway, 4 to 6 weeks is perfect.
Perfect. And how long do I have to stay out of the sun?
That's also going to depend on which one you had done. So even 3D Miracle, the least aggressive one, you're not going to want to have the sun directly on your face for the first couple of days. It's going to be uncomfortable. And after that, you have to have sunscreen on. If we're doing a really advanced treatment, you're going to have to stay out of direct sunlight for even longer than that. It's going to depend a little bit on your skin, though, and how you're healing. And we'll talk exactly what your recommendation is for you. But even for that first month, like you're going to have baby fresh skin after that really advanced treatment. So you're going to want to be good with your sunscreen, but you are always good with your sunscreen, right?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's see. How do I know which treatment is best for me?
That is where consultation comes in. So if you're a patient that we've seen in the last few months and we know what your skin's looking like, we've got recent pictures of you, you're welcome to even text us and say, hey, which one's the best for me? If we've talked about something specific during your appointment, you can log into Jane and look at your treatment plan and it should be in there, but just text us and say which one's great. And then we can get you booked for that without having to do a separate consultation. If you haven't seen us before or it's been a while, then getting in for a consultation is the best bet. They're complimentary right now. All of the providers are doing these treatments and are doing consultations. So we're all happy to see you.
Fantastic. If I'm already doing Silfirm or microneedling, how does this fit in?
So it depends on your skin and your concerns, but I think Silfirm or microneedling can pair really well with this. It's definitely going to depend with microneedling, what we're going after concern-wise as to how we would space that. Silfirm, we could do this in the same day as Silfirm too. And pairing 3D Miracle and Silfirm is going to be a way to get a deep and superficial treatment that's lower downtime too. So that can be a great combination.
Fantastic. Let's see. Can I do UltraClear if I've had a facelift?
Absolutely.
Awesome. You're still going to continue aging, so might as well
exactly.
loop in a nice laser treatment.
Yes, keep that good facelift, keep that skin nice.
Perfect. And how does this compare to CO2 and Erbium YAG?
So that's kind of what we talked about during the presentation, where CO2 has more heat and more thermal impact, has a little more of limitations as far as patients that can be treated. And downtime is typically higher on the more aggressive treatments. So this is kind of next generation to CO2. Erbium YAG is great and can be done on more skin types, but it doesn't have as adjustable thermal impact. So we're able to adjust those settings more. And all in one treatment, we can do a very superficial treatment to a very deep treatment, all with the one device.
Let's see. What if I want to treat neck and chest? What is the result?
I mean, the results are great for all of those areas. And I encourage people to never leave the neck, especially out if you're treating, because you see it in almost everything we wear. And lots of us have sun damage on our chest, or we're side sleepers and we get those lines. So same thing, those are wonderful areas to treat.
Fantastic. Let's see. Are all of them done best in a series, or does it depend on the depth?
That's going to depend on the depth. 3D Miracle to start out, absolutely best done in a series. The deeper treatments, potentially, depending on the concern, like acne scars are typically a little harder to treat. They can take a series. But if we're doing laser coring and we're doing UltraClear, that might mean the next time we do an UltraClear without coring, or maybe we just move on to 3D Miracles, depending on your goals and kind of your starting point.
Awesome. What about pre-care? Do I have to stop using retinoids for a certain period of time?
We usually tell people 5 days or so ahead of time. And that's one of those things we'd want to talk to you about, exactly what you're on, how long you've been on it, how your skin is reacting to it. So even that we're going to customize somewhat. And there's going to be some people that we want to pre-treat with some topical products before we do the laser. And that would definitely be something we talk about in your consultation, or we'd already know in your medical history if you're a current patient.
Fantastic. That looks like all of our questions today. So Alison, thank you so much. Everybody who tuned in live with us today, thank you.
Yes, thank
We
you
will
so
be in
much.
touch to go ahead and get you guys booked for your treatments. And yeah, just thanks everybody. That was fantastic.
Yeah, appreciate your time.